Would you agree? So I often advise new entrepreneurs that try to keep your overhead as low as possible while still presenting a professional image.
Definitely.
But
image is everything.
Yeah, but don't take on overhead that you don't need to, because it's just going to make it that much tougher for you to achieve the revenue targets that you're going to have to in order to make the profit to pay for those things. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's where, with our model, when I started, our overhead, like we didn't have any. I remember
it was your time,
the
right?
first piece of equipment I bought was the Bowflex Select.
Yeah.
And I remember it was in 2007. I was talking to my wife, Marisa. I was like, it's $400. I don't know. She's like, it's an investment in your company. And I'm like, I don't have the $400.
Yeah.
And I remember I bought it. When looking back, I laugh about it because it's nothing. But that's where I was at the time. But that was really, the overhead wasn't a whole lot. I just needed a ball, bands and stuff like that, and a car.
Right.
But I was able to do it small and get some revenue going, which really, really helped. Yeah, there's always those things. I think as an entrepreneur, you're going to make mistakes in the beginning. You know, there's always challenges that you weren't expecting to face. And I think the key as an entrepreneur is you always have to, keep your faith. Just know and believe in yourself that you're going to have struggles. You have to push through. Don't give in. And just know that if you have a work ethic that's going to second to none, you just work, hustle, you will be successful. Yeah. There's no way you cannot be successful if you put the time and effort in. Good things happen to people like that. And I think for me, I just always had that work ethic to succeed and drive, and like failure really wasn't an option.
When I'm coaching or working with entrepreneurs and they're struggling, it's one of the first things I'll go to, Pat, is I'll ask them, okay, so first of all, do you have a plan? Yes, they have a plan. Are you working the plan? And then usually I get some staring down at the shoes, because they realize that it may not be working the plan. And I tell everyone the same thing. This is not a 9-to-5 proposition. If you think it is, then you shouldn't do this.
That's the thing. It's 24/7.
Right. It's 24/7. You can structure your life around it,
which I do.
Which we do, but
it's 24/7.
It's in your mind.
My clients have my cell phone. I get calls 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
Right.
And I'm not the type of person, you can't be like, okay, I'll get to that on Monday when I'm in the office.
Right.
Because that person, you might lose that client, or it might not turn into a client, or the client just might get upset. Maybe they're anxious about something. They just need an answer.
Yeah.
I'll call them either that night or the morning of, or I'm on holidays. I'm working.
Yeah.
You're always on. That's the thing. But if you have the work ethic, like that's part of the work ethic, you'll be successful for sure. And another thing I think is important is you have to find your niche.
Okay.
So for us, I feel like a lot of times people try and take on maybe too much, or they try and I think it's important just to find what your strengths are and what your niche, what you want your niche to be, and focus on that and put all your time and effort in that. If you try and do too much, and maybe like for us, if we would try to do other services, it takes away from your primary service. And for us, like our service is kinesiology. It's not physiotherapy. It's not psychology. It's just, I'm going to focus on kinesiology and do the best job I can at that. And I think you'll be successful too if you find your niche and focus on that. When my wife, she was a trainer at Good Life actually, and then she kind of got fed up with the whole model, and I was like, just quit and come with me. And that was a moment like, oh geez, like it's all on me. Like we have to succeed, or we're not gonna be able to eat. Again, that was good stress though, because it forces you to succeed and push on. But she got pregnant and she had a pretty good caseload, and that's when I realized, I have to find a replacement. I can't just lose her caseload. And so we hired someone who's still with us today. He's been with us for 10 years. So that's when it started with the first one, because taking that leap to hire someone is nerve-wracking, because you can't clone yourself.
Yeah. And
no one can do it better than you yourself, but you try and find people that you can trust. And so, he was a good worker. He still is, obviously. And I took that leap. I hired with the one, and then people just referrals kept coming in, or clients kept coming in, and you never want to turn away a client. And so I kept slowly trying to find more staff. which is a challenge to finding good quality staff. And that's something I'm really proud of, is the staff we have. So we're 22 right now. Just the quality of not just therapists, but people we have on our staff, because it is hard to find good people on your team. We get hundreds of resumes. And I will literally, I'm very picky at who I select. And then when I bring them in for an interview, they have to kind of meet a standard that I have in terms of knowledge for kinesiology. And if they don't, I just don't have the time to teach them.
Right.
So I need someone at least to have a baseline of what I feel is enough to see our clients, and then I can work with them to maybe do an orientation or something. But yeah, it's been slowly growing. We started with one, and then we're at 22 now.
That's amazing.
Which I never thought I'd be at, to be honest with you.